I'm Elamin Abdelmahmoud, and this is Commotion. Look, if you love Grand Theft Auto, the past couple of weeks have been hard. They've been hard because fans have been waiting for GTA 6 since Obama was president. The last GTA game came out in 2013. The latest version was supposed to come out in a few months. We just found out the release has been delayed. Again. For more on why it's taken so long, Alyssa Mercante is here, although I don't think she has answers. She's just shaking her head. Alyssa, how's it going, pal?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
This is distressing at this point. I mean, like, the idea of waiting 12 years for a game feels just nuts to me. And now we're going to have to wait another year. So, right, so like, allegedly, the new date, November 2026. What do we know about GTA 6 at this point? Because I feel like waiting this long, we must know some things.
Yeah, I mean, we have the broad strokes of like a story set up. We have dual protagonists in this sort of like Bonnie and Clyde couple of Jason and Lucia. We know that Lucia grew up in Liberty City, which is like the New York City in GTA, and she always dreamed of moving to Leonida, which is Florida in this world, but obviously Miami. I don't know how many people dream of moving to Florida from New York, except for octogenarians, but she's fresh out of prison, and she's like looking for ways to make money. So they're gonna, go through this entire city doing things that are less than legal, and hopefully there's not betrayal on the menu. But I feel like with a Bonnie and Clyde situation, I get nervous that something could happen. And that's pretty much all we know. We know that it'll be a giant map of kind of Florida, and there'll be different biomes and worlds that mimic, what Florida is like, and there will be lots of crime.
A story that is compelling to me, and a story that we have been hearing about for literally years at this point. But I'll tell you what surprises me is that our investment, and I say our meaning both you and I, but also everybody, our investment hasn't waned. Like every once in a while they'll go, I know, we said it would be this date, it's going to be longer. And then and everybody goes, yeah, all right, great. Let us know when you're ready. What is it about Grand Theft Auto that has kept people invested in this thing for so long?
I mean, GTA is sort of like a monolith. It's its own beast, and there's so many layers to it. Like, first of all, GTA Online, which is the online version of GTA 5, has kept that game alive for so long because people will go into this online world and role play in it. They will, if you've ever seen videos of it, you'll get people who play cops, you'll get people who take menial jobs. I interviewed people who literally would be on call to step in at a fake hospital on GTA Online. They would get a ping to jump online and work at the hospital. And so there's this layer of that kept that game alive for so long. But then you just think about the campaign itself, the sandbox that world gives you, and this sort of messed up funhouse mirror into American culture, that I think we forget that the first GTA was made by like a small game studio in Scotland. So this was this sort of absurd take on America, sex, drugs, booze, guns, radio ads that are absolutely insane, and all the crime you have to do just to like live.
Of course.
And I think it does take America and twist it in absurd ways that actually aren't that absurd from what we really do. And it's also, you just get to do ridiculous stuff in a giant sandbox. And I think that's why people love it. There's so much you can do with it.
That's why it's held the appeal for so long, and the longer they keep taking it, go like, oh, there'll be all kinds of things that have not been possible before in this world, and maybe I'll get to do them in the next one. I gotta say, there's been some speculation that the delay is connected to employees' efforts to unionize in the UK. What are we hearing about this?
I don't think that the delay is because of that. The delay was announced in line with them releasing their recent financials. And so that was always going to happen. I think the delay was already planned. I think the timing is obviously a little bit convenient because there was this story going on in terms of 31 or 34 people were fired from Rockstar UK. They were essentially the entire thrust of a unionization movement. And the fallout for those firings could have long-term effects on the game, but that's not why the game was delayed. I think this plan was kind of already in place, but there are interesting side effects to think about from that delay. Like, GTA is a console maker and breaker. And PlayStation just said that they're only halfway through the PS5's life cycle, which essentially means by 2030, we would be looking at new consoles, when we thought maybe it would be sooner than that.
Yeah.
But the longer you push this into it, you have a significant impact on like the sales of consoles in 2026. There are still people playing on PS4 that know that if they want to play on Grand Theft Auto 6, they have to get a PS5.
Right.
And maybe they're waiting for that. But now if they're looking at it and going, wait, I got to buy a PS5, and then 3 years from now, there'll be something else. 4 years from now, there'll be something
make a
else.
different
So I really want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the delay was probably always going to happen. Polish is a word they love to use in the video game industry. Of course, you always want to keep polishing and polishing and polishing. At what point are you just like sanding everything off? I don't know. But I don't know if it was, I doubt it was because of the firings, though. Yes, again, it's very convenient that now you're not talking about the unionization efforts and the potential union busting. You're talking about the delay.
Well, I don't imagine that that's going to help the game arrive any sooner at the end of the day. I just want to play your clip of Gaten Matarazzo, who stars in Stranger Things. He's talking about how they'd put out 5 whole seasons of the show in the time that it's taken to get one new version of Grand Theft Auto.
I was 11 years old when GTA came out. I am now an adult. I'm in my 20s. But hey, I'd rather it be good. I'd rather take that time.
Be ready.
Do that delay. We'll be here when it's here.
Yeah.
I was 11. I am now an adult. Alyssa, I got about a minute left here. What do you think? Are fans at this point going to hang with this no matter what? Well, are we're locked in? Is that the case?
We're locked in. As of May of this year, GTA 5 had sold like 215 million copies. Like we're locked in. I think the only people that are going to be really upset are those who tried to plan their maternity and paternity leave around GTA 6 coming out, which I have seen people complaining. I was meant to be off work for this period of time playing GTA 6. So they might be pissed, but they're still going to play the game. I imagine everyone who wanted this game is still going to get it, and then probably even more people, because just the hype is going to drive this even further.
Alyssa, there's no greater distillation of the anticipation of a game than planning a paternity and maternity leave around its anticipated release date. You know what? That might be a bridge too far for me personally. I can't relate, but I got to say, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming on the show today, friend. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Alyssa Mercante is a video game and internet culture journalist. She's based in New York City. The release of Grand Theft Auto has been delayed. Again, it's expected next November, but you know what? Who knows? My name is Elamin Abdelmahmoud. This show is called Commotion. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.